Everything Hazbin Hotel Prime series, good to most iconic. Sorry for the AI voice, I have a cold right now. This will not be including the pilot. Now here's a simple guide. B tier is what I like, but it wasn't perfect, or just isn't what I mainly adored about the series. A tier is well, a tier, very good. S tier are my personal favorite aspects of the series. Let's start with the B tier. First we have action scenes. Honestly these are fine, but mostly forgettable. A lot of detail in the action scenes rely more on the characters' expressions and visual details rather than actual action. This aspect of the show is also one of two reasons why Nifty is underdeveloped, as well as Cherie. Still, the final battle kept me on my toes, although this falls more to emotional moments. Next up we have humor. Honestly, even though I like the humor in this show, it isn't what I watch it for. While a lot of the humor is clever, and even cathartic at times, it's more filler than anything. It also drags some characters down, like Nifty. That's not to say the show isn't hilarious, but it was responsible for some writing flaws, like Pench's rushed character arc. Still, some of the humor is clever and original, like the conflict between Vox and Alastair. Let's start up our tier, starting off with music. The music is unique, each having a purpose, mostly. Even the worst and most forgettable ones that I skip have a couple of memorable lines. Each character has a different style backing up their personality. Adam and Lute have rock, showing Adam's rebellious and egotistical attitude and Lute's angry and harsh nature. Angel Dust has pop, a detail to how fake he is, as well as some music we'd probably hear at the club and so on. Still, it isn't perfect. Welcome to Heaven, aside from the occasional satire, bores me, and due to the pacing I didn't have much respect for Respectless and Whatever It Takes. Following music we have performance. Honestly all the actors did a great job on well, everything. My personal favorites being David and Robinson. You have no idea how hard it is to act out bad acting. Also, props to Brightman's range. Getting the role of Adam doesn't surprise me since he's played Dewey Finn and Beetlejuice, but Serpentius? I didn't believe it when I first saw it. Also props to whoever played the Eggbois and Nifty. It takes a great level of skill to play a completely clueless character. Moving on we have characters. Honestly if it wasn't for the occasional writing flaw, like new character introductions, the occasional underdeveloped character, and missed opportunities, this would be S tier. But I'm averaging out to a tier. The good far outweighs the bad. This fixed so many issues I had with the pilot: a flat main character, a two-dimensional lesbian stereotype, no character besides Angel Dust being fully fleshed out, and even that relied on the Addict music video. But this series has a lot of good characters. Charlie and Vaggie actually fight like a couple, Alastair gets more depth, we get villains we love to hate like Val, and more. Even side characters like Lute have their character fully fleshed out. Emily and Alastair are also impeccable foils to Charlie. Moving on to S tier, we have emotional moments. This is what truly drives story, emotion, and drama. Do I really need to elaborate? Well, let's start out with this. Why do we cry? We cry when we're overwhelmed with emotion. Now, when we cry because of a show, we feel empathy for the characters. It's in our instinct to cry with others. We're social creatures, meaning the flesh of these characters that make us cry are indeed human. An emotional moment is enough to truly flesh out a character, making the objectively most realistic characters in the series Angel Dust, Lute, Charlie, and Lucifer. And in our top spot we have themes. Hazbin Hotel's themes are criminally underrated and fascinating. It gets into some pretty deep shit. The main payown being privilege and equity. Let's take Heaven's Meeting for example. Lute wants Angel Dust to die simply because he's a gay sex worker that's struggling with addiction and is in an abusive relationship. Even some of the lessons taught at the hotel, mainly the scene where Angel Dust and Serpentius act out a play that Charlie wrote, and it's about all superficial bullshit. I'm personally a Christian myself, and I feel like what gets you into heaven is being a compassionate and caring person. It shouldn't matter if you cuss, drink, smoke, gamble, or have sex before marriage. I don't give a shit. Which really makes heaven seem more like a conservative small town in Indiana and hell the lower class and minorities. But that's not all. Vox represents propaganda and lies on television. Valentino is an accurate portrayal of a corporate leader that abuses his employees. Angel Dust represents poverty and overall the struggles sex workers face, as well as realistic portrayal of sexual trauma and addiction, and Velvet represents the toxicity of the beauty and fashion industry as well as social media.